Welcome, everybody. Are you a home-based childcare provider looking for support or guidance on the food program? Or are you often confused with where to start, how to start, and kind of who to reach out to in that way also? Well, you've come to the right place. Our guest speaker today will be covering all of those pieces and more regarding the food program. Hi, everybody. Welcome. If you're new here, my name is Milena Boris. I am ELV's Membership and Marketing Specialist, doing our weekly What's Up Wednesday interviews. And today I am very excited to announce that we have Dee with us today. She is a consultant for the Kids Nutrition Company and will be giving us kind of the 411 on all things considered regarding the food program for home-based childcare providers. So hi, Dee, welcome, and thank you so much for taking the time today.
Milena, thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Should be a good one. All right. So to start us off, just tell us a little bit about kind of your ECE experience and your role here as a consultant with KNC.
Okay. So most of my ECE experience is actually with the food program. So I've been working for the food program since 1993 with Kids Nutrition much of that time. And my role as a consultant is not only just reviewing menus and talking to providers, it's also developing early childhood easy, quick curriculum and training that we actually in the past have done in home. Now we're having to get a little creative with that. But in the past, we would highlight some topic of nutrition and take time with the kiddos and share that with them. I am so passionate about early childhood nutrition and sanitation training that I actually wrote a couple of easy readers, Follow That Germ and Follow That Food. So
that's awesome.
You know where my heart is.
Oh, that's so cool. That's so good to know. All right. So break down kind of a little bit exactly how you support childcare providers with their setup, how to manage and run their business with working with the food program.
Okay. So from the moment we meet providers, our goal is to make that process easier and manageable and streamlined. So this is it's not complicated. Licensing mandates that providers follow this. So it's just a matter of jumping on the food program bandwagon. So Kids Nutrition, it's very, very simple. We just have paperwork or online processes. We offer ongoing nutrition. We kind of base that on each provider individually, what they need, and then ongoing nutrition. So it's not a difficult process at all.
Okay. Yeah, that seems very straightforward and user-friendly for anyone kind of starting up with that. So that's awesome. So what are people struggling with the most when they start the process, if they have any struggles, and when they have interest in getting started with the program?
Okay. I think for the providers that I meet, and I think just in general, it is getting licensed is sort of overwhelming. There's a lot to be done. And so then you hear food program on top of that, background check and home inspection and your health appraisals for you and every person and pet in your family. It's a lot. And I think providers, what I hear, the feedback I get is they are just so overloaded. So then when someone says something about food program, it sounds like yet another task. And actually, I think by participating, it actually reduces that task where they're having to come up with a system for themselves. We just supply it. So I saw a provider a couple days ago, distanced, handing off some paperwork for her to get started. And she said, "Oh, I am so relieved. I was so worried about this." And it's just something she doesn't have to worry about now because we have the system, we have the process, we have the record keeping in place for them.
Sure. Yeah, it kind of makes the most sense in taking a load off in that way. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Has your role with the food program and being a consultant changed at all since COVID?
In some ways it hasn't. I mean, I'm still doing the same sort of work, but it's pretty different in that I'm not in someone's home now. I haven't been since March 13th, and I'm normally there about 3 times a year. It's the best part of my job. And so that's kind of sad that I'm not actually in person with providers. But I'm still checking their stuff. I'm still doing all that. I would say one thing that has really changed pretty dramatically is that we've always built relationship with providers, but this just took it to a next level. So we're reaching out more frequently. We're looking for ways that we can support and affirm our providers. We just have so much admiration and respect for the work they're doing. what would we be doing, Milena, without providers? I mean,
I know.
where would kids be? Where would parents be?
Hats. Yeah, especially now they're kind of like, they've got all kinds of different hats they wear with their roles and their titles now. Yeah, we'd be lost.
It would be nuts without them. So we're just trying to be kind of their cheerleaders now. We send out a regular email, and we're calling more, and we're dropping off goodie bags, and just whatever we can do to just encourage them.
Be there.
So I think that's maybe a silver lining.
Yeah,
in all this.
yeah, that's awesome. So we kind of touched on that a little bit, but have the providers who participate in the program, have their roles changed at all with COVID and relating with the program?
Again, some ways no, but in one key thing is that family style meal service that we all love and adore and want kids to experience is kind of on hold right now. So that's a key way that things have changed for them. I think otherwise, and the fact that I'm not walking in their front door, I'm giving them a call or FaceTime or Zoom, that's pretty different.
Sure.
But the day-to-day is not too different food program-wise, which I'm glad, because the day-to-day for them protocol-wise is vastly different. So they are working a whole lot harder to keep their homes safe and their families and kiddos safe, and it's a big job. So for us, not so much, but in general, I'd say providers are working so very hard. And I just have to give them a shout out. We just really have not seen outbreaks. We haven't seen providers getting sick. It's remarkable. And it speaks to the level of care and quality that they're providing. And I'm just so impressed with
they're
that.
doing a killer job, and it's overwhelming, you know. So where can people go in order to learn more about the information on the topic, if they're interested in contacting you more, that kind of thing?
Sure. So we would absolutely love to chat with anyone. That's kind of the first thing, is a phone call. And our office number is 303-987-4852. We have a nifty little website that explains and kind of lets people, if people prefer that non-contact and just exploring without talking to somebody, they can start at our website, which is kncinc.org. And they can also check with the health department. Milena, I will say I acted like a provider or someone wanting to scope this out. And the easiest way to find what they need at the Colorado Department of Public Health on the environment is to Google CDPHE, a blank, then CACFP.
Okay.
So that's the Child and Adult Care Food Program. And that will take them right there. When you go to the health department, it is kind of hard to find the information. So they don't have to do that. They can just go to our website. But if they'd like to start with the health program, the health department, they can do that as well.
Okay, perfect. Good deal. So what advice would you give home-based childcare facilities that are looking to start this process within their businesses, but kind of, like I said, may feel lost or overwhelmed with taking that first step?
Okay. I would just tell them, this is not to make your life more complicated. This is actually to make your life more easy. Right. So much like early learning ventures, you know, yes, you have to kind of learn a system to use it, but then it simplifies it like crazy. And so you're not, it's not a monkey on your back once you've got that resolved. So just make the call. And the nice thing is there's no pressure. It's not like providers can meet with us, call Kids Nutrition, talk to someone, get on the website. There's no pressure. There's no, it's a win-win. You just meet with someone and find out. And I think most providers are surprised by how simple it is, how straightforward it is.
Right. So. Well, we need that right now too, kind of that hand-holding if needed, but not if not. So
right, exactly. Well, and that's the thing is providers come to the table with all sorts of background, and most providers go into the business because they like children, not necessarily nutrition or business or record keeping. And so if we can solve some of those peripheral things for them, that is a good thing.
The win-win there. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Is there anything else ELV and our organization can be doing for you and our other providers in that realm to kind of be more supportive right now and overall?
Milena, I am pretty stoked because about a week ago, we met with some people at ELV, Kids Nutrition met with ELV. And I had actually, for a time, worked in a center and used ELV. So I knew the convenience of the program and would love for it to be super functional for family childcare and have several providers using ELV. And so we were saying, you know, it's just a little there's a little hang up with menus, for instance. That was just not a piece that you guys typically have or is real user friendly. Your team is so amazing, and they just jumped on it. So we're hopeful. Actually, there's something tangible I feel like is changing that will make working with ELV, working with kids nutrition, compatible and easy. Yep. And if we can do that, man, that's awesome. That's awesome.
It's going to go hand in hand even more there and be beneficial. Yeah, that'd be great.
Right.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we appreciate that.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I don't want to take up any more time, so I'll just kind of give you the last little bit here while we've got you in our network online to give any and overall feedback and updates on your behalf for those watching today.
Okay. I would just encourage new providers or providers who steered away from using the food program because they got the feedback or the idea that it was really difficult and kind of bureaucratic. It really is very simple. The record keeping is really simple, and we'd love to support you and make your life easier and create some enthusiasm and excitement around nutrition rather than just, oh, this is one more thing I've got to do during the day.
One more thing on the to-do list. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay, well, thank you so much for providing your information for any future outreach from anyone watching. And thank you again for your time today, but I'll let you go. And I thank you so much. Have a good one.
Thanks so much, Melena.
Bye.
Bye-bye.